Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
How are
Hi,
you doing?
Rachel. I'm good. Did you come last time?
I did not. No, I'm new.
I'm familiar with your name for some reason. What market center
Mm.
did you join?
I'm out of K Waves,
Okay, wait.
uh, Avenues.
Avenues. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I see some other people here. Please turn on your lovely videos so I can see your lovely faces. This makes it so much easier when I can teach and train on to videos instead of blank screens. And then I'm just going to wait for others to join in, give people a couple more minutes, then I'll be diving in here today. And introducing myself for those of you who don't know me. Okay. Hi, Lissa. Hi, Carrie. Or is it Kari? Sorry, Kari. Kari. Carrie. Carrie. Okay. You just never know. All right, cool. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes. I'll share my screen here. And today we're going to be talking about effective lead generation strategies for you. What can you do to build your pipeline? And we're going to dive in. I'm going to give you lots of strategies, simple strategies for you today so that you can walk away and start implementing them and getting business. Okay. So I'll wait a few more minutes. Drop in the chat if there's anything specifically that you would like to learn today so I can cover that for you. And then housekeeping stuff. Unmute yourself, raise a digital hand, place in the chat your questions. Okay. And then I will begin. Oh yeah, here's Mark. Perfect. And then let me grab my oh yeah, here we go. There it is. There's my chat. Sorry, guys. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. All right, so welcome to effective maximizing your success, effective lead generation strategies for you. I wanted to just quickly introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. My name is Leslie Jackson. I've been with Keller Williams for about 10 years. I am a MAPS coach, and I specifically focus on technology, social media marketing, accountability, systems and models. And I know Command extremely well because I've been with Command since the day it was born. So I'm a regional tech trainer as well for KW Colorado, and I oversee all the market centers to ensure that you get the training that you deserve as you are an agent of ours. So welcome. I'm excited to just dive in to just give you some strategies and winning recipes to help you succeed. I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks in Command that will help you also kind of connect the dots, okay? So I'm going to stop my share and we're going to just make this a conversation. So if you're taking notes, make sure you do. And which reminds me, we update our YouTube channel every single week with every single event, every single recording, specifically also my classes. So you can come to KW Colorado. Let me screen share it back. This is what the page looks like. So at any time that you are not able to make my classes, just come here on a Friday or later on a Thursday, and you will see my classes here. There are playlists. So if you click on playlists, you'll see all of the playlists here of my classes, KW Colorado Tech classes. So lots and lots to look and learn from. And just, you could probably even make your own training calendar here based on what you need. So If for any reason you felt like you missed something, I can always repeat myself, but just know it's being recorded. Cool? All right. So effective lead generation strategies for you. How many here are you lead generating right now on a consistent basis? Yes or no in the chat. This is a safe space, and I'm not going to tell anyone. And if you are, what are you doing? Okay, so starting to, great. Mostly an admin role, okay. Type in the chat, yes or no, I am lead generating. Yes or no, I'm gonna wait. Just restarting, okay, that's exciting. Very exciting. Anybody else want to add in? Dual career. Oh yeah, you're busy, busy. New here. Well, welcome, Veronica. Hi, Mark, Facebook ads and farming. Love all of these responses. And thank you for your vulnerability because this is how I help you. Okay. So if you're new with Keller Williams, what I want to just say is your database is your data bank. All right. And putting your database into command is really step one. I know I have a couple of new people here on the call, so this is why I mention it. Step one is really putting your database into command, tagging, segmenting, and placing follow-up plans on them. Now, there is a DTD2 system. So if you're thinking about this as, is this a Star Wars character? No, it's not. RTD2, right? It's actually a system that we have encouraged agents to use inside command, and it's called Do the Database 2. You can even just Google it, do D2, D2, and you'll find plenty of videos on how to actually tag and segment your database appropriately so you can call them by first name, last name. Okay. So if you're starting off as a new agent or you're coming back to your career, that's where I would highly recommend. And by the way, I have plenty of videos on how to tag and segment your database inside command. All right. Now, I hope you're taking notes because what I like to do is get you in a right mind frame of lead generation, because I could tell you to do all the things, but as a coach, I know that there's a lot of mindset holdbacks here. Could possibly be not here. So what I like for you to do is just place in the chat what's holding you back to lead gen. Is it knowledge? Is it mindset? Is it skill set? So knowledge, mindset, or skill set. Go ahead and just place in the chat what is holding you back from really lead generating. Mindset, knowledge, or skill set. Place in the chat. I'm waiting. I'm talking to all of you. Not a big enough sphere. Valid. Okay. Skill. Not knowing what's most effective. All right. Skill and knowledge and skills. Okay, cool. So for those of you who are really about knowledge and skills, I highly recommend Bold. Go sign up for Bold. It will rock your world. It'll get you into action. It'll hold you accountable to make those calls. And in fact, the Bold success rate is high. I think on average, people get about 7 pieces of business from just taking that class because they get into action and the class is bulletproof. So if I were you, go to your market center and ask when the next Bold is available and sign up, because that is going to create that foundation and framework in your mind to know about who you need to be in order to be a lead generating, effective agent. Okay, highly recommend it. And again, this is why I ask you to place all your comments in the chat, because I really want to be able to know my audience today and to be able to be that voice of saying, here are all of the resources for you. Okay, so Bold, number 1, got to take it. It's hands down the best. It will get you into action. Number 2 is really, like I said, which is also very parallel to number 1, is your database. Put it into command and treat it like an asset. Now, for those of you who or maybe some of you who are still wondering, how do I grow my database? How do I get more people into my world? I'm going to go over those strategies. And this is going to be part of the effectiveness of how you could lead gen. Okay. Congratulations. That's awesome, Carrie. Good. That's amazing. So, how many producing agents do I have in this room? And again, this is like safe space. It's not a competition. I see Mark raise his hand. I see KW Training raise your hand. I remember you last week. You had some audio issues. Mountain, you're like in a veil, right? Yeah. Good. And so 3 people who may or may not be in production. Is that accurate?
Like
Okay.
pipeline generating right now.
Pipeline. Good, Rachel. Okay. So what I'd like for you to do as I'm speaking to you right now is pull up your calendar, your digital calendar, your paper calendar, whatever you live your life by. And we're together going to discuss the importance of lead generation. Okay. So go ahead and pull up your calendar. And this is where I have my coach hat on. So you're going to see me interchange with coaching and training. And that's just part of who I am. And I love pouring into you all to help you win. Now, I know as a trainer, I could teach you all the things like I mentioned earlier, but are you going to do them is a question. And so if it doesn't live in your calendar, it doesn't exist. So are you living a lifestyle of winging it? Are you making it up as you go? Because what I'm going to tell you today, my friends, is that's not going to give you the results you want. Consistency over time will give you the consistent results you deserve. Inconsistent activities, inconsistent results. Consistent activities, consistent results. Okay. And so, and you'll read that a lot around our ecosystem of a 36 touch on your 201 METs. For those of you who are new, 201 METs in your database with a 36 touch system, follow-up plans on 201 METs will get you a referral and or a past client, okay? Or a new client. Somebody new that's gonna be using you. That will generate 88,000 in GCI. There's a number to chase. That's an easy one. Now you just have to get into action, right? So time management is huge with lead generation. The biggest piece is putting it into your calendar and sticking by it. So as I asked you earlier, put your calendar in front of you, whether it's digitally on your computer or your paper calendar in front of you, and time block at least 3 hours of lead generation out. Now, you're going to ask me next, well, what do I do? Great. That will be the next teaching in today's class. So, but first things first, what I want you to do is put 3 hours of lead generation in your calendar every single day of the week and go. And when you're done, you're going to say done in the chat. So this is me holding you accountable. The good news is here, folks, you get a coach and a trainer. Done. Thanks, Mark. Good. Okay, done. Mark is the first one to complete this. Who's next? Done. Rachel, good job. See, part of the problem is you just don't have anybody to hold you accountable. So here I am. And in this moment, we get to ensure that that lead generation is in your calendar. Who's next? Carrie, Vale, Lissa. Okay, Vale's done. Great. Carrie's done. Thanks, Veronica. That's so nice of you to say that. Awesome. Okay. I know there's a couple more people that don't have their videos on. Go ahead and place when you're ready. Done. Thanks, Veronica. Awesome. Okay, so here's the thing. Now what? And I find that a lot of people will get stuck in this limbo of, I know it's in my calendar, I know I should be lead generating, but this is where I'm going to help you get real clear. Okay, really clear. So what I want you to do in these next 10 seconds, 30 seconds is to write down, who do you know, who is in your database right now? Are they family, friends? Do you know them from the church community? Do you know them from your pickleball classes? Do you know them from your yoga classes? Do you know them from high school, college? And so what I want you to do is just kind of put a percentage next to each one, like 10%, 20%, 30%, okay? And maybe you look at your database and you're like, whoa, I have an entire church community in my database, right? Maybe there's a higher percentage somewhere. But what I'd like for you to do is put your investigator hat on and say, who are the people that I should be getting connected with? All right. And this is where lead generation comes into play. Because we don't talk to buyers like we talk to sellers unless they're going to be buying and selling with you, right? Now, if you work with buyers more heavily, you're not going to talk to them like sellers. So what I'm trying to get you to do is really get in tune with if you have a niche market, a niche target market in your database, because this is where you can be really effective. And this is where I'm going to teach you strategies around being effective. Okay. So yes, there is a rhyme to the reason. But the who is what we need to find out. And the who is really, really important, because that's how you're going to be speaking to the who, whether communicating with them back and forth, two-way conversation, or a one-way conversation. See, when we're lead generating, we're trying to get into a two-way conversation, right? The easiest thing, my friends, is picking up the phone. Call your database, pick up the phone. Rachel, I'm just going to pull you from my hat because you told me that you're coming back into your career. There's a huge announcement that you could be making, both on social and both through your database inside Command, letting them know and celebrating that you're coming back to the real estate industry and you're so excited to help your families and friends. Okay. And ensuring that message is being landed on the appropriate people. Cool.
Just as I did do kind of like that intro email, like, hey guys, it's been a busy couple months, so on and so forth. And then I'll be interested to know kind of like what that follow-up looks like.
Yeah.
To like really solidify.
Yeah. Well, the follow-up could also be a passive one too, which I would honestly tell you that the monthly neighborhood nurture is a great passive way to get people engaged with you because they want to learn about their neighborhood. So if you don't have monthly neighborhood nurtures on, everybody do that.
Okay. Yeah, so, that's definitely, I think, on my like 30, 60, 90 days. So I'll bump that up to this week.
Yeah. And then you're going to check most active and recently active. And then I highly go back to my class, the effective activities that you can do in Command. It's on our YouTube channel.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Now here comes the fun part. So now you know your people, you look at your database and you're thinking, I have a lot of people in church, I have a lot of people in pickleball, I have a lot of people in my friends and family from high school and school days. Now you're going to create events around them. Okay. And if for those of you who took my micro event course, what I'd like for you to do is go back and listen to it again. Okay, go back and listen to that recording because I do talk about ways that you can create micro events. Micro events are very purposeful, under low expense events that you can have to always be consistent with so that you're showing up in front of people more often. So I'm just going to pull something out of my experience and the people that I coach. One idea is fall is coming up. So it's going to be relative to the seasons. It's going to be relative to your database. So does this really speak to them? And is it going to be partnered with anyone? So who can you leverage in getting them to pour into your budget? So fall is coming up. You can be like offering a micro event around painting pumpkins for kids. Maybe that's part of your database. You have a lot of families. Maybe it's wreath making or doormat creations. So who are they? Because if you have a ton of males might like that too. But if you have whoever that is in your database doesn't match the offering. So what you're trying to do is offer something that they're already going to go for. Don't reinvent the wheel there, make it simple, right? So if you're like in a rural area in Colorado and you're like, gosh, I have a ton of people that have horses, do a horse clinic, create an event around a horse clinic or a horse meetup. There's so many options there. But here's where the effectiveness comes in, is knowing your people. It's not about creating something and having and convincing that they want to come. That's where a lot of people go wrong, is that they create something and then nobody shows up for it. Well, would you show up for it? And that's the question. So the recipe is, I'm just going to call out a recipe for you. It is calling your database every single day, calling a list every single day in the 3 hours, taking notes into command. You guys get the idea. Then you're going to pre-plan some micro events and get the word out that you're going to be offering a gathering, a happy hour. I've had so many successful clients of mine just do happy hours and people love it. I'm also going to just throw out there, there's a big teaching community here in Colorado. There's a lot of teachers. School starting, they're all stressing out right now. That's a never fun place to be in. And so what could you do to circumvent that? What could you do to offer something, a place of ease and or a place of gathering, camaraderie? You be that connector, you be that person to help their pain points. That's the effective strategies that I'm talking about. See, people need something. And it's not just real estate. Stop shouting real estate from the rooftops, because you can't convince somebody to buy or sell. It's about building the relationships now so that when they're ready, they will hire you. It's not going to happen overnight. So what you're doing is you're planting the seeds, and then you're going to pull from the tree when the tree has fully grown. You can't plant from the seeds and then expect fruit tomorrow. Right? And so mindset has a lot to do with this. Mindset will be the next thing that we discuss, but you have all the answers that are living in your database right now. See, putting and living through other lead aggregators and hoping for the best and putting money into them is very slim to none for the return on investment. The return on investment will be the relationships that you build now so that they continue to just feed your business without asking. That's a real strong foundational business. And then yet we will continue to offer, there will be some other lead sources out there that you tap into, like Facebook ads, right? But definitely pour into your database, because Facebook ads and the lead aggregators, if you pour into them now and forget about your database, your business will not be sustainable. I'm just going to call that out. So a lot of this is tough love, real conversations, and you have what it takes to be a people person, to be in front of people. Now it's about letting your guard down and offering something that they would show up to. How easy of a phone call would that be? Hey, Rachel, this is Leslie Jackson. I just wanted to invite you to my next event. We are going to be creating wreaths on September 1st. I have all the supplies. You just show up. We're going to have appetizers and drinks. And you get to bring a couple friends. So let me know if you want to RSVP. Would you love to come, Rachel? Yes.
Yeah, heck yeah. Sounds so fun.
That's so fun. And then guess what? You're just networking and you're building relationships and you're getting into deep conversations. And that, my friends, is building that. They're going to like you. They're going to trust you. So they're going to hire you. The relationship piece is huge, huge. Stop wasting your own energy on people who do not want to talk to you. Focus on the 1%. Focus on the 5%, whatever that number is in your database, so that you can build a sustainable business. Okay. Now, for those of you who are in production too, I want you to do the same thing, because it very much relates to you, is looking at your database, looking at your past clients, looking at the transactions and saying, who are the people that I'm doing business with? I just got off the phone with one of my clients. She's got a lot of estate sales clients in Florida. I'm like, this is a superpower. We need to package this and add more value and now catch more people who have an estate to sell, right? Who do you know that I should know? And I'm going to offer that question to you today and leave you with that today, and not leave you yet, but I'm going to add that to your bucket today is, who do you know that I should know? Because this is where you can get really connected with other business to business people, so that you can create these micro events together, or perhaps it can connect you with somebody that you need to be connected with. All right, I've done a lot of talking and preaching, a little preaching here. But you all are so good. You're staying on, and you're in it to win it, which means, my friends, you have the grit and you have what it takes to do this. Now you have to look into your calendar and do it. So I'm going to open it up for questions. Pick my brain.
I'm going to jump in because Carrie and I might have the same question.
Okay.
So recently moved to Colorado a year and a half ago, building up my community here. But majority of my contacts are from other places I've lived. So mostly East Coast. And, really leaning into, that referral aspect of it. But I'm wondering if there are other things that I could be doing, or, other ways to leverage, since that is the majority of my database.
Facebook groups.
Like join Facebook groups and like lean into those. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Because what you'll find is a lot of communities. I'm trying to find you a page too. Hold on. She is a agent here in Colorado. She's killing it. But her whole message and her whole story is that she's built a business with barely a database because of the military. She was moving around. And don't quote me on her story, because her story is way better than what I just described. But her name is Marissa Lindsay. Do you know her? She's amazing. And she's built her business based on not really having a database in Colorado, by working Facebook groups. So I'm going to send you the link right here. You can go add that to your Facebook group collection. And she'll offer, so it's a group of, so her story, this real estate for introverts, is for any kind of agent that's looking to build a business when they don't have a database. And she'll give kind of tips and tricks on how to work Facebook groups. And heck, Rachel, can I just say, you can even build your own. So I just worked with another client of mine. She and I are working closely on building a Facebook group for her, and she has over 1,000 people already. But she found that she had a niche in the wine tasting community in the Carolinas. And so she's created a really awesome Facebook group and she's killing it. She's doing a great job. She's partnered with somebody else, and they're the owners of the Facebook group, and she's got at least 5 prospects from that group so far. And this
Oh,
is, I'm not kidding when I say this, like maybe 2 months new.
wow. Okay.
It's all about,
Yeah, that's fascinating.
yeah, so it's all about just knowing, like, hey, do I have a specific niche that I'm not pouring into? Like I have another client who has her own labradoodle business,
Mm-hmm.
breeding labradoodle puppies. She's got like
Yep.
20 followers, but she's getting a lot of her referrals and people that want to do business from her from that group.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can totally leverage my dog. He's adorable.
yeah, and animals
Yeah.
all the time, or babies,
Hmm.
have any other, somebody else's,
Yeah.
if you don't have babies. But this is where I say you have to look really granular at what your activities
Hmm.
are every single week, so that you can say, who am I calling? What is the message? What am I reaching out about? Are these just care calls? Who are these people? And so what I find is a lot of a lot of people will skip over the who and then just go to the
Hmm.
call.
Hmm.
And it's like not, it's like landing flat. It's like,
Yeah.
and
It
then
feels disingenuous.
disingenuous, lack of
Yeah.
confidence comes up, the feeling of rejection comes up. And so, by the way, when you get more purposeful about the conversation that you're going to have with that with that person, you're not counting conversations, you're making conversations count.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Switch your mindset to that, and you're going to be more successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Good, you're welcome. All right, anybody else? Yeah, I mean, does anybody work with Instagram here? Different platform or demographics? And I love that you bring that up, KW Vale, because a lot of your messaging is going to be displayed online. So when we look at our niche, you're going to be talking to your niche online, like you're talking to them that you live in their head. Your niche has a pain point. Your niche has interests. They want to be connected to a networker, right? They want to be taught something. And so when you come from a place of value, you've learned that, hey, my real estate business has a lot of estate sales. Then if I were that person, she's going to be pouring into her social media platforms and talking about the pain points around downsizing, the pain points around getting rid of your things. What happens when you have to go to uh, a nursing home or a retirement home, or what happens when the parents are deceased and the children have to now sell the home, right? There are a lot of pain points around that, especially when you have multiple parties within an estate. So she could be pouring into that pain point online so that the people who do need that will be reaching out to her. See how that works? I'm not boasting that I'm a real estate agent that sells a ton of estate sales. What I'm saying is I know your pain. Come talk to me. Let's create a plan. You do this work, I promise you'll be successful. You keep hitting the phones and calling people that you don't know. That's cool too. If you want to build your business, you're already in production, and you're like, I just need to grow my pipeline because of the market. You should look at foreclosures and short sales and expires and withdrawals and FSBOs and things like that. But that's because you're already working your database and you're looking to expand your pipeline and your business in the shifting market that we're in. And or because I'm thinking you work in your database, you're holding micro events, you're working that as like a 10 out of 10. If you're not a 10 out of 10 of working your database, there is still work to do, my friends. And that is to go have fun and then sell real estate. So go have fun, like host a happy hour, host a pumpkin event, host something that's small that doesn't break the bank. And then have somebody get involved if you feel like you need more funds, like a lender or somebody that could be a part of that win-win. Like we say at Keller Williams, win-win or no deal, right? you'll see in my micro event stories that I share from the clients that I coach is, one of my clients did a Mother's Day a flower basket building event for Mother's Day. She had over like 50 people. And I think she's still getting business from that. But I know that people still compliment her on their baskets because she's in the Carolinas as well. So like, what kind of lasting impression can you leave in those micro events? That doesn't have to be like, I'm selling you on hiring me. She left a lasting impression with the flower pot, and people ate it up and they loved it. But that's because she knew what her people wanted. See how that makes sense? And they're still talking about it. That's the other thing that I wanted to just plant in today's strategy is when you do find out the who, when you do create the event, what will be the lasting impression? Or is there something like a doormat that will always be there in front of their door? Think about how many people she's going to attract. Every time that somebody new or a friend or a family member or somebody that she doesn't know walks into that person's door, oh my gosh, I love your doormat. Where did you get that? Oh, I made it. And my realtor, Sarah, held this event for us and she provided all the supplies. It was so much fun. And oh, Sarah, realtor. Oh, and see how this all works? Word of mouth is still a strong thing in today's digital world. It is. You guys familiar with the regular word of mouth story and how it works? I have as a consumer, it doesn't matter where I am, what I experience as a consumer, I experienced something amazing. Amazing. I had the best time. I took my kids to the pool. They offered all these things. Guess who I'm going to go tell? 10 friends at least, or 10 people that I know. I'm going to tell this and repeat this story too. So lasting impression that somebody will repeat 10 times. You're going to get 10 pieces of business from. Same thing goes when it's negative, just so you know. Same thing goes when it's negative. Hate to break it to you. But when you have negative experience, can you just put yourself in imagination mode real quick for me? The last time you had a negative experience, what did you do? You went and told probably 10 people about it. So coming from a place of service, authenticity, positivity, and being that person that can show up for somebody in that moment, that will leave a lasting impression, and it doesn't have to be real estate. All right, you guys, what are you walking away with? What are you implementing in the next 24 hours? And go.
I would say finding some way to connect out of the box wise, like the wreath thing or the mat.
Awesome.
Finding some way to be able to do so.
Good. All right, Carrie, and you have your lead gen calendar already in place. Contacts, focus on niche. I love that, Vail, Colorado. Yes. That's step one. Who else? Mark, did you want to say something? Or are you talking to somebody? Okay.
No, I want to say something. I just joined your Real Estate for Introverts group, so we'll learn a little bit more about the social media stuff from that aspect.
Yeah, Marissa Lindsay's cool. She's been on a couple of Colorado events. She's up in Colorado Springs.
Okay. And every time you talk about micro events, another one comes to mind, and that Mother's Day thing is perfect, so plenty of time to plan for that, and that's something I'll put my wife in charge of, and she can do a Mother's Day basket event, host that, and then I want to put together a golf event, and we'll see whether we do it at a smaller venue or Top Golf or something along those lines.
Yeah, Top Golf last time. Yes. Oh, perfect. I see somebody putting in the chat. Focus on database and call people. Love that. Thanks, Veronica. My farm surrounds an elementary school. We're going to do a school supply drive for the 3rd grade kids. I love that, Jeffrey. Yes. Yep. So how can you just passively put the KW logo somewhere? All right. What else? Yes. All right, you guys. Well, I hope that you got lots of value out of today. You have your lead gen calendar set. Go find out the who, create the strategy around the why, and have so much fun. I love to hear success stories. So let me know if you have anything in between. Reach out to me, lesliejackson@kw.com, and I will see you guys next week. Talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you.